This is John McCormick, and welcome to another Energetics Leadership video. Hope they're bringing you some value. And there's no such thing as leadership, per se. Now, isn't that a great way to start the conversation? I want to take a couple of minutes and inquire into this statement. There's no such thing as leadership. And I'd like you to consider what I have to say in hopes that it brings a different way of looking at leadership, so that you might be able to produce explosive results from a completely different angle. Remember, if you can't see things differently, you can't do things differently. So this is really an attempt to have a different view and to delve into leadership in a different way so that it produces a new insight, a new distinction, a new way of appearing at this thing we call leadership. So the statement is there's no such thing as leadership. And the reason I'm saying this is because for the most part, is it not a concept? Is it not a story that we tell ourselves when we engage in this leadership topic that is so invasive in business and throughout the world in a lot of other areas? And do we not tell this story and look for great ways to tell this story so that we can produce better results using it? So I am asserting that leadership is a concept. It is a fabrication. It is a story that we tell ourselves in order to try and produce better results. It is not a thing. You cannot touch it. You cannot go bring it down off of the shelf. So I'm asserting that leadership is a concept. You know, there's a saying, the map is not the territory, or the menu is not the meal. As long as you're dealing with a concept, it's not reality. It's not the thing itself. And we do that an awful lot when we use our mind to produce results. And that's what comes up with concepts. It's a story that comes out of a conversation you're having with yourself or others using your mind. So as long as you're using your mind and you're engaged in concept creation, you are speaking about the thing that you're trying to get access to. Now, this is a key point. You are speaking about the thing you are trying to get access to, i.e. leadership. So true leadership, or real leadership, if there is even such a thing, does not come out of a concept. I'm saying there's really no such thing. It's a story we're telling ourselves in order to try and produce results. And that if we could shatter this concept called leadership, what would be there? What would it give us access to? And would that allow us to produce explosive results in the area of our business? So that's really what I want to point to. How do we shatter this concept? Because look, we're engaged in concept creation all the time. I have a concept of who I am as a human being, how I see myself, my identity, everything. We even talk about ourselves in terms of concepts. So how crazy is that? How do you get access to the thing itself? How do you experience something so that you can become much more effective with it? Because the closer you are to reality, the more effective you become. So there's the story about the thing, and then there is the thing that we are saying is leadership. And this is not an attempt to come up with 3 or 4 little tips or formulas so that you can now access this thing called leadership. In fact, let's just forget about leadership for a second. I'm going to assert that what you really want to access is to your true nature, who you really are, outside of the story that you tell yourself. Now, I'm not confessing I have the magic bullet to get you there, but I want to point to this like a distinction so that you can begin to inquire into. You may come up with your own ways to do this. There's many ways up a mountain, but I want to point to this thing called there is a way of being, let's say that once you access can lead to explosive results in many areas of your life, including your business. And that's what I'm interested in. How do you produce breakthrough results, explosive results? Well, I'm going to say it doesn't happen dealing with a concept. You must be in the presence of the thing itself. In this case, your true nature. I know it sounds a bit wacky, but stay with me. There is this thing called human being human, and the being part of that is what I'm going to say is not a concept, and that once experienced leads to exceptional results in your life, in all areas of your life. And if you apply it to your business, it will happen there too. It will produce those results there too. So I really just wanted to point to this. The being of leadership may really just be the human being, and that we have been saying that there's this thing called leadership, and if we get real good at it, we'll be able to be more effective at leading our companies. Well, yes, that can produce results, but not nearly the kind of exceptional, extraordinary results I think is available when you're in touch with your true nature, the human being and the beingness of being human, in a way that allows you to see life in a completely different manner. So it's really about shattering those concepts, being able to distinguish that, you know what, most of what I do throughout the day is just conceptualizing and talking about something. How do I get in the presence of something so that I'm much more effective? It certainly, in my experience, has produced exceptional results. So the map is not the territory, the menu is not the meal. A little something to think about. Hope that's of some use, and I shall see you on the next one. Thank you.